Hello and welcome to Grug Gaming, and welcome back to our Let's Play of Ultima 7 Part 2, the Serpent Isle. We are here at the Sleeping Bowl Inn, and we are trying to find out, if I remember correctly, because it's been a while, we kind of started this and then we went off and did a little bit of the expansion, then we took care of Fawn. If I remember correctly, there is a man missing from here who is the father of one of the Knights of Monitor, and he disappeared in the basement. So, as I have all kinds of trouble with my mouth being all way too dry, hopefully I'm not making a bunch of weird noises here on the video, we'll get a sip of a drink and carry on. Alrighty. So, here we are inside the inn. We've talked to some of these people before, and I don't remember. I think we had, there was a rich lady down here, right? Yes. It seems we are fated to be together. I'm glad thou art returned. I would still be grateful for thy protection. Let's ask about the fur cap. How cute, but dost thou not think it is a bit warm here for a fur cap? And I don't know, but it seems a bit small for thee. Protection. Yes, protection. People are disappearing around here. I do not know if it's those mysterious storms, or if there's something more sinister at work. All I know is that I'm afraid. People disappearing. First there was someone they call Silverpate, and now Angus is gone. One built the inn, and the other was the innkeeper here, and those others disappearing doth cause me to wonder if this place is cursed or something. Others? Well, Ensorcio told me that Theron, one of the servants, disappeared not long ago, and then on the night that Angus disappeared, Angus is the one we're looking for, 2 guests disappeared as well. Okay, Ensorcio, he is the mage who's staying here. He does seem sinister, but he's nice to me. Not as nice as Argus, but nice for a mage. He seems to drink a lot. He doth have a bad temper, too. Argus. Argus is very nice to me. He compliments me on my dress and my hair, even though I know I look a mess. He's much nicer when Devra isn't around. I do not think she likes me. Devra. She's always watching me. It doth make me nervous. Mayhap I shall be the next one to disappear. If she were not so old, I might think that she had something to do with those people disappearing. Or maybe she knows more than she doth admit. 2 guests. I did not meet them, but Ensorcio told me about them. He said something about one of them being a mage, and the other being a very large man. Those are guys who were with Batlin. So now, thou dost understand why I am so worried. If something could happen to a mage, or a big, strong man, what chance do I have? The mysterious storms. Everyone knows that these are not natural storms, Grugtar. Why, even the mages of Moonshade are worried. Old Gustaccio is practically pulling out what little hair he doth have, trying to discover what's causing them. And if the mages are worried, Grugtar, then I am worried too. People such as we should be very wary indeed. Sorry, I looked away and made up my own language there for what was happening. I got distracted by something, and I had to look it up real quick. As I thought, yes, okay. Gustaccio. Gustaccio specializes in weather magic, Grugtar. 'Tis all very confusing if thou dost ask me. I know the Council of Mages questioned him closely after these storms began, but they seemed to think that he had no hand in them, and sent them to task of trying to stop them. Ooh, I'm going to write this down. Hold on. Hold on. Gustaccio is a weather mage in Moonshade. Council of Mages. The Council of Mages oversees all of the mages in Moonshade. I don't know much more about them than that. Thou shouldst ask Ensorcio if thou dost wish to know more. Different subject. We can discuss whatever thou dost wish to discuss, my lord. Goodbye. All right. What distracted me is that I remember seeing, as I was kind of looking to see what we needed to do next, where we would go next, and I happened to see a thing that caught my eye, And I couldn't help myself and I peeked. And there is a little bit of a treasure around here for us to grab. And what I'm doing is looking at the map right now, which you can't see at all. So that's real good video work there, Grug. Let's see here. What I'm doing is looking at the map here. And, oh, let's get this out of the way. Oh, there we go. I'm looking at the map. Here's the inn. And it's my understanding that somewhere nearby there is a hollowed out tree. And so what I'm doing is I'm looking for a tree that looks similar. If you remember, when we were in the area here, there was this hollowed out tree that our stuff was inside of. So I'm wondering if it would be a tree that looks the same as that over here. And I see like some trees here that look a little out of place. I don't see anything here. But I also understand that there is a chest over here that we can't see that has some amazing goodies in it that I want us to grab. So, I'm looking to see if I see a tree that stands out to me that looks weird in this area. Let's go look. Here's where the fellowship is. Let's go take a look around out here in regular game mode here. All right, let's head out. Oh, got stuck. That'll happen. Yes, we can always come back and talk to these people later. Okay, so here's this well, and if we go, like again, kind of up to the top here, I want to look at these couple trees that are just outside. Is one of these a hollow tree? Like, no, none of these have the hollow hole in them. These are just cypress trees. Let's just look around. I hate these storms scaring me to death. Regular trees, regular tree, a tree. Man. Ooh, are those some grapes? You can't take the grapevine, unfortunately. Because the place that we want to go, I understand that there is a... Aha! See? Look at that. There's a locked chest up there. And it is my understanding that this hollow tree doth have the key to that chest. And I don't know how you would learn about it, but I wish the things in that chest. Oh, good. Hey! That's a free bedroll if anybody wants it. Let's put that in a room so it's just here always. So that way it doesn't disappear. Save that from the storms. We already... Aha! There it is. Look. I just saw it. I just saw it. See that tree? That's that same tree sprite from before. Look at that. Aha! Aha! See? It works. So let's grab that key. And what do we have in here? We got some bucks. We'll take some Monotori. Oh, it doesn't fit. Really? Well, you know what? You're gonna have to carry the extra money, Dupre. If we can't have space there. Oh, we got some potions. Okay, where's our potion man? Another one of those. One of these. Oh, no! He's run out of room for potions in his little side pouch. We'll have to put him here. That's okay. But we got that key. And what I want to do is go up to where that chest is. But that chest is high up, so we'll need to do... Oh, you know, I think the ship had what we need. We'll probably need to build a little staircase to get up there. So, what's this? Oh, just some debris. It looked like black rock for a minute. What I think we'll need to do is, if I remember correctly, wasn't there some crates inside this ship? There were. Put these here. Oh, wow. It's going to make us go all the way around. That's okay. Can I put them up here if I... Ah, nope. I have to get them out there first. Okay. That'll be okay. Lady, you should go inside. It's storming out. It is 12:05 p.m., the dangerous hour. As we drag all these crates up here. This weird, eerie storm noise happening. Oh, apparently she is too heavy to move. Get off my bale of cloth. Grug's on a mission. Alright, so if we go 2 high, if we go 3 high, oh, nope. If we go 1 high here, is this enough? Can I... Grug. Grug. Get on the crate. Can't get there. 1 too low. Okay. So... let's see if that's enough. Locked. Okay, we got it. So now we'll keyring it. Alright. What treasures have we unlocked here? We've got a kite shield. I think kite shields are probably better than... Why do you have a crystal in your hand? Wait a minute, did we get hit by the lightning and that swapped out an item? Oh, game, that better not be a mechanic that wasn't aware of. I will quickly grow angry with that. Okay, let's give him a kite shield. It looks like we have got potions here. Those look like cure potions, so we'll grab those. I see a magic sword. Well, Dupre, go ahead and get rid of this sword that you have here and grab a magic sword, please, sir. Thank you. An invisibility ring. That'll be handy. Dust of invisibility. Ooh. What do we have in these pouches here? Money. Dupre, that can go in your new extra money bag. And some gems. You know, I think what we'll do... Will this fit in here? Yes, okay. Why I grabbed the empty bag. Can you fit 2 bags in here? Too heavy. You know, let's just keep things organized a little bit. I have 2 things of invisibility dust. Huh. These gems. Can you fit another bag in your pouch? Okay, you can. Cool, we'll do that. Well, that was well worth it. I don't need those magic bolts. This storm, however, is upsetting. Because if that really does swap out items, I'm going to be really upset. Quite upset. Alright, so Devra may know more than she is letting on. Now, we talked to some people, so there's Devra. Let's do a save. Ooh, Mage 3, that was a while ago. Hey, Devra. Welcome back, Rugtar. 'Tis so good to see thee again after all these storms. Argus will be glad to see thee. The disappear... Actually, goodbye. I cannot take the constant sound of this silliness happening outside here. 2 hours. Will the storm be over? Nope. Maybe? Yes, okay. Well, never mind. It's still happening outside, but at least the rain sound is gone. Okay, let's try again. The disappeared people. Thou dost seem like an honest, hard-working person. Perhaps thou canst help me discover what happened to Angus. 'Tis a right mystery. He disappeared and then my slippers disappeared. Now, I've got no husband and a pair of old, smelly boots. Hey! I have a pair of slippers! They were hanging on the line to dry when one of those storms hit. When I went out to gather the washer, there was these huge boots hanging where my slippers had been. I'd gladly give these things away if only I had my slippers back. Avatar, those look like my swamp boots. If thou hast my slippers, my lord, I would gladly trade these boots for them. I have no great fondness for them other than to keep my feet dry. Here are the boots then, and I thank thee for my slippers. Okay. Argus. Argus is my oldest boy. He's captain of the pikemen, or he was until he came home to take over his father's place. Mine husband always thought that Wilfred, our youngest, would be the one to take the inn, but he hath become too high and mighty to be an honest innkeeper. Wilfred. Wilfred is a Monitorian knight, my lord. He always was headstrong, and I think his father harried him overmuch. He ran away to be like his brother, only better, he said. Okay. Mystery. On the night Angus disappeared, I'd gone to bed, and Angus had remained to sweep. If thou hadst asked me, though, he stayed up to keep an eye on that strange mage that was staying here. I was stirred from a sound asleep by the sound of voices downstairs in the cellar. After I heard a crash, I went down to look, but I did not see anyone. I thought the mage's companion might have tried to slip down to have another drink for free, and thought no more of it until the morning. The cellar. Aye, the cellar. We've had a lout or two think that they could slip down and take a bottle or two on the sly. But Angus always seemed to know when they tried it. Threw them out with a few bruises for their trouble. 'Tis why I don't worry till morn, when I found everything in disarray and Angus gone. Disarray. The casks and barrels were scattered all over the floor down there. It looked like there may have been a fight, but I do not see any blood. It took the rest of the day to put all back in order down there, and make sure nothing was missing. I waited a week or so before I sent word to Wilfred and Argus about their father not returning. Oh. Mage's companion. I do not know his name either. He never spoke to anyone other than the mage that I know of. He always walked about with his hood raised, as if he were cold or something. He always gave me the shivers. Shivers? Hast thou ever been in a sick room, my lord? A sick room where somebody is about to die? There is a reason in the air, a stillness, and that always seemed to hover about the mage's large companion. He was probably the one that stole whatever it was from Ensorcio that night, too. Oh, Ensorcio had something stolen. I remember Ensorcio came storming in that morning, much earlier than usual, ranting about something being missing. I'll admit that I was a bit short with him, my lord. After all, I had to put all those barrels back myself, with Angus gone and all, and that high and mighty mage never offered to lift a finger for anything more than another mug of ale. Strange mage. He was a rather portly man, if I remember rightly. He had been here once before. I cannot recall what his name was. He was not the talkative sort, at least not to me. Thou couldst ask Ensorcio. They talk quite a bit. Or, I know, thou canst look in the registry. 'Tis on the bar. Ensorcio. Thou hast not met the great Ensorcio yet? Count thy blessings. Ensorcio is the smoldering black cloud that sits here day after day, drinking himself into a fit. All he does is glower about how those fools of Moonshade threw him out, and how he'll avenge himself. The fools in Moonshade. Ensorcio is an exiled mage, who doth know what he did? I am too afraid to ask. If he was thrown out by that lot, thou canst wager that it could not have been good. Although Angus did not trust mages, he allowed Ensorcio to stay. Angus said that a mage had to have a clear head to cast spells, and we should worry if Ensorcio ever sobered up. Okay, well. So down in the basement, I got a frog in my throat here today. I'm sorry, folks, for all the clearing my throat and everything. Alright, where's the basement entrance again? We've been down there before. Where is it? Am I just blind? We have literally been down there, I think, twice already. Is it back here? Yeah, there it is. So, he disappeared in the basement and she had to move everything around, all the barrels. Can we move these? No. So you can't move these at all. Is there anything... Like, there's this sconce that we can click. There's this weird statue of a cat. Is there anything on toward? No. Oh, wait. Okay, you can walk around them. I thought they blocked everything. So is there anything... Is there something I'm missing here? So you can't walk around this... Oh, but you can walk around the other one. See, these two... Wait a minute. Wait a good gosh darn minute. Aha! I thought so. So, if we look here, here is where we are. Actually, let me go ahead and freeze time in the game. Here is where we are inside of here. And if we look, I'm wondering if this is connected right here. Or if this is connected. So there could be maybe a secret door here or a secret door here if these are connected. Let's take a look. Let's look. So can't walk through here. There's no doors to open. We can't walk through here. We can't walk through here. Can't walk through here. There's no secret hole in the wall here. We can walk behind this one. This door, I wish we could unlock. See, there's a sliding door. Like, it feels like there has to be something unlocked. So I wonder, up here, because that's like in is this a fake wall? No. So there is no fake wall here. Well, my guess may have been incorrect. What was that sound? Huh, weird. And there's no... Like, there's got to be a switch or something that operates... that operates this door, right? What are we missing? Well, maybe we have to go ask Consorcio some questions to find out what went on down here. My guess on secret walls has been proven to be incorrect. Oh well. Alright, well I guess we go talk to Consorcio again. He's kind of the only lead we have right now. He was up here. If I remember correctly, he was up in this corner, right? Okay, he must be down in the bar. Really? So, Consorcio, I think... Is that him with the... That's him right there with the fancy clothes. Right? Aha! So thou art returned. Failed in thy puny quest already, pikeman. Wrongs. Thou dost not know the half of it. Here I sit, an adept in a wretched hovel, exiled from the practice of the magic that is my life's blood. The council had turned its back on Filbercio's exploits for so long, they sought to make me their scapegoat. Their public example. Okay, hold on. again, this is just... It's infuriating. The sound, the audio from the storm happening. I don't even care if we have to go find Ensorcio again to go talk to him. Cannot take that in my ears this whole time. There he is. Look, that one too rough. Found him again. He knew we needed him. Ah, so... Aha, we already read that. Spells. Like any apprentice, I learned all that I could from my mentor, whether he was willing to teach me or not. 'Tis all a matter of not being discovered in the act. Aren't they interested in buying a spell, perhaps? I can always use more money for ale. Yes. What coin is the wish to pay? Guilders? Which circle are they interested in? Oh, wait, what first? Oh, we've talked to him before. Create food would be handy. Okay. Devra. Devra's a fine woman, but all that she is a bit domineering. But then most women are, aren't they not? She hath taken her loss incredibly well. She hath convinced that worthless son of hers to return and help with some honest work here at the inn. But if thou askest me, I would say she is too kind to the rogues and misfits. Loss. Quite pathetic, actually. When I reported the theft to her that morning, she was too distraught to even pay attention to my complaint. Not at all professional, after all. I am a paying guest here. It seems Angus had a bit of silver plate in him after all, and disappeared. To think of it, perhaps he was the one that stole the jawbone from me. Though why it would interest him, I shall never know. Silverpate. Silverpate is the great-grandfather of Angus. They said that old Silverpate was a bloodthirsty pirate. According to popular tales, he reformed and took this ill-gotten gains and built this inn. But the absent Moonshade tell a different tale. Tale? It seems that Silverpate employed Erstrom to do something at the inn, perhaps hide that fabled treasure. Who knows? In any case, the pirate planned to trick Erstrom so that he would not have to pay the mage's fees. But Erstrom found him out and trapped the treacherous innkeeper in a pit filled with demons. No one ever saw Silverpate again, and people learned to fear crossing any mage. Okay, the jawbone, Angus. Angus is or was Devra's husband. Seemed a right enough fellow. Liked a cup or two of ale in the evenings, worked hard, but then, with her nagging, he couldn't help but work hard. Would never have guessed that he had the spine to leave like that, but I suppose that every man doth have his breaking point. And then his jawbone that was stolen. 'Twas a large serpent jawbone that my mentor received from his mentor, the Mad Mage. I can never discover what its use was, though it was clearly magical. 'Twas a keepsake, though I hope to discover its secret some day. I think that Batlin found its secret and created these damned storms. Mad Mage. His true name is Erstrom. He taught many of the Moonshadian adepts their craft, but as is the way with master and apprentice, they eventually surpassed him in skill and scope. The old mage could not abide the thought that these mages were no longer his malleable students and went quite mad. He saw them all as thieves, intent on stealing his secrets, and moved to an island off Moonshade. He doth refuse to have any dealings with Moonshade on this day. He sits on his island trying to find a way to create life. Okay, bye. You're not helping us. Let's try talking to... Who are you? Greetings, fellow pikeman. Ah, he's got the tattoo. Coming out of them strange storms and rest a bit. This be the inn of the Sleeping Bowl, and I be Argus, the innkeeper. Sleeping Bowl. Is an uncommon name, to be sure, but it doth have something to do with the village that once was here. According to family tales, this land once belonged to a mage who hated all people. This mage created a huge stone bowl to kill trespassers on his land. It was the bowl's defeat that gave the village its name, and in turn became the name of the inn itself. Bowl's defeat. One day, the mage heard a local noble's son claim that he could defeat the bowl. The mage told the boy he was welcome to try, but death would be the reward for failure. When the boy asked what would reward his success, the mage wagered his land. That night, the boy stole the ring from the bull's nose, turning it back to an animate stone. The village was named after the huge stone bowl that once stood in the center of the market square. I do not know what happened to the bowl, if ever there was one, for I searched for it as a lad and never found it. Okay, bye. So he didn't have anything that kind of fills us in on what's going on. Are you in Sorcio? You're just standing weird? Yes. Okay, how about you? My name is Flindo. I own a provisioning shop at Moonshade and have many important connections there. So art thou another stranded victim of Hawk and his childish fear of storms? Or art thou here to investigate the curious disappearance of Mistress Dever's good husband? I'm here about the curious disappearance. It occurred immediately after I arrived here. I recall that one morning Mistress Dever was beside herself with worry because Angus was nowhere to be found. I told her not to worry herself too much, as sometimes a man will feel too constricted at home and need to wander for a bit, but she would not be dissuaded and sent for Argus. Argus is Mistress Dever's oldest son, my lord. He inherited more than a little bit of his father's temper, and always dreamed of being a fighter. 'Twas no surprise when he traveled to Monitor to become a pikeman. Not all good came of it, however. He found himself some trouble down there, so I have heard, and there hath been bad blood between him and Wilfred ever since he left here. Angus. Angus was a big man. I cannot see how any harm could befall him with alerting the whole inn. I think perhaps he took a notion to leave and go adventuring. He had a strange sense of humor and a powerful temper. Who knows? Mayhaps he became angry at Mistress Devra and walked away. Trouble. If thou dost not want to answer to Argus Steele, my lord, thou shouldst not mention this to him. Seems that Argus Temper found him in a duel with a boy from another command. Argus killed the boy, apparently without giving him any quarter. Sad business for a fighter. Wilfred. Wilfred is Argus' younger brother. After Argus left, Angus raised Wilfred very strictly, so Wilfred holds Argus in no great esteem. Wilfred was always a willful, snobbish sort of child. In mine own opinion, he needed to have his head knocked a time or two to deflate that ego of his. Angus was stricken when Wilfred left to become a knight. Devra. Mistress Devra is a sweet-natured lady, too good-hearted to be an innkeeper sometimes. I had recently begun making the trips with my father when Donal hired her to do the cooking. That was before she married Angus. Poor woman, first Theron and then her husband. Who was Theron? Theron was a worker here. Mistress Devra took him in and gave him work and a place to stay. He was not very bright. Like I said, sometimes Mistress Devra is too kind for her own good. Anyways, Theron was caught in one of these storms, and no one hath been able to find him since. Donal. Donal was Angus's father. He was a good, hard-working man. 'Twas a good thing Donal was not anything like his father. Silverpate. Well, I doubt that Mistress Devra would ever have given Angus a second look. It is hard to think that Angus disappeared exactly like his grandfather did. Oh! So Silverpate, Erstrom made Silverpate disappear. Are we going to have to go find Erstrom to get this figured out? Silverpate. Why, Silverpate is the one who built this inn. Everyone said Silverpate was a pirate who grew too old for the sea and went searching for a way to become respectable. Just respectable. He used part of his treasure to construct this place. There are rumors in Moonshade that he hired a mage for some reason, but I have never been able to confirm it. They say that he was a very suspicious man. Anyhow, Silverpate disappeared when Donal was still a young man. Everyone thinks the treasure is still hidden here somewhere. Disappeared. Now, just ask Mr. Devra about that. All I know is that one day no one could find Silverpate, and he was never found. Donal took over the inn, and nothing more untoward happened until Theron's disappeared. Treasure. Do not ask me. Silverpate was a pirate. Who knows what such a man would have hidden? Personally, I think that if there were any treasure, it hath long since been found, and if none hath been found, then there never was any hidden treasure. Hawk. That bag of wind calls himself a sailor. Ha! Now I am asking thee, what manner of captain would strand me and poor dumb Cain, paying passengers, mind thee, here in this little backwater inn because of some storm? So I went to the pikemen. The pikemen? Everyone knows that the pikemen guard the roads and towns, my lord. They are noted for their honesty, and I thought perhaps they could persuade Hawk to abandon his ploy for more money and sail for Moonshade as he should. I made an appropriately large donation to their coffers, but I did not expect them to waylay Hawk to rot in some jail cell. I suppose that is what comes of not knowing the difference between leopards, bears, and wolves. Okay, well, I'm a wolf. Not being from Monitor, I'm afraid I am woefully uninformed, my lord. The wolves are one of the three commands of Monitor. They control the tower near here, or Sleeping Bowl, Wolves are regarded as the friendliest of all the commands. The bears. I know little about them, my lord. The bears are one of 3 companies of Monitor. They control a tower near Fong where their natural aggressiveness can be put to use against the goblins. And the leopards. I know what any non-Monitorian knows, my lord. The leopards are one of the 3 commands of Monitor. They control the tower nearest to Monitor itself. I know they share the rule of Monitor. And Cain. Look for a young lad talking to a parrot. That will be him. Witless lad doth not have enough sense to steer clear of Ensorcio. Comes asking if Ensorcio was a mage, and Ensorcio help him in ale. Find his lost brother. Cain doth not have the senses of a cat. Ale. Ale is what Cain calls that parrot of his. And it certainly shows a great enthusiasm for the brew, to be sure. Not usual for a bird, mind thee, but a trick most likely taught to it by some sailor before the lad found it. Ensorcio. Now there is one to avoid, if ever there was one. The mages wondered when Vasculio took Ensorcio as an apprentice. Temper like that 'tis not good in a mage. And when thou considerest Vasculio's interest, well, 'tis enough to make a body worry. And then, what happened about that adept's daughter? No one was surprised when the Council of Mages stepped in and exiled Ensorcio, except maybe Ensorcio himself. That's right, he used magic to make a lady like him. Now I remember. Adept's daughter. Oh, thou wouldst do well not to ask too closely about who she is, my lord. Mages are very protective of their privacy and their pride. Suffice to say that Ensorcio took a fancy to the girl, and when she would not give him the time of day, used his magic to persuade her to see him. I was surprised the council punished him with simple exile. I would have thought he would have gone to the Mountains of Freedom for his crime. The Mountains of Freedom? Speak that name quietly, my lord, and hope that thou never hast reason to learn too much about it. Long ago, those mountains were full of ore, and many spent their lives mining it. But most of the veins were empty when they uncovered the stone heart. Stone heart? Never repeat that word in public, my lord, or thou wilt find a personal view of the Mountains of Freedom. Stoneheart? Well, why are you saying it out loud? Stoneheart can be used to create another mineral, a strange reagent that magnifies magical power, especially death spells, and it is very dangerous. Anyway, after that was found there, the mines were sealed, until Fabercio became Mage Lord, that is. Mage Lord? The Mage Lord must be an adept and rules all Moonshade. Although the Mage Lord's power is great, it is held in check by the other members of the Council of Mages. Being that mages are, by nature, egotistical, the Council of Mages is only open to other adepts, the peers of the Mage Lord. Their presence on the council is meant to keep the Mage Lord from becoming too tyrannical. Fabercio is an ambitious man, my lord. He is also a man of many passions, shall we say. Not all of Moonshade were happy when he became Mage Lord, and Fabercio would have it that he is a popular ruler, and he would enjoy the powers of his office without fearing rivals. So Fabercio filled the mines with all manner of magical traps, and made it a prison for his enemies. It said, if thou canst escape from the depths of stone, thou art free and vindicated of any charges against thee. But as of yet, none have proven themselves innocent, if thou takest my meaning. And Vasculio, do not tell me thou hast not heard that legend. I was not around for any of this, mind thee. I wasn't even born yet, and Ensorcio isn't as young as he appears, being a mage and all. But my father talked about it enough. It happened when he was a mere boy. What's the legend? Well, years ago, there was experimenting aplenty amongst the mages. There were not nearly as many restrictions as there are now. Vasculio specialized in death magic. Not like Mortegro, mind thee. No, Vasculio did not want to speak with a dem. He wanted to cause death. And he was none too particular if it was a quick death or not. Anyway, soon his research even upset the Council of Mages. When the council went to deliver Vasculio an ultimatum, they found him indeed so horrible it was determined that he was no longer human. They put him to death, but his tomb was broken open and empty before a week had passed, and they say that somehow he still lives to practice his dark arts. Mortegro is fine. A bit flighty at times, but all mages are, if thou ask me. Mortegro's true specialty is speaking with the dead. What restrictions? Well, now, there are quite a number of them, and if only know a few, not being a mage. Let's see. Certain creatures cannot be summoned within the confines of the city. This will come to light after some damn fool mage summoned a dragon that burns half the city. Only mages approved by the Council of Mages may sell death spells, and the Council must be notified of all research and experiments. There, 'tis all I can remember. If thou desirest more, thou shouldst speak to a mage. Connections. Although I am not a mage, I am an influential man in Moonshade because my shop provides the staples of life to that secluded island. Why, I even know the Mage Lord's mistress. If we ever leave this forsaken inn, my lord, perhaps I can obtain thee an audience with the Mage Lord himself. You trust me implicitly. Ask me again when we arrive. And thou mayest find that some of the mages are very reclusive and will not speak to thee without proper introduction. Ooh, who's his mistress? Oh yes, Filbertio is quite a ladies' man, and what woman would not jump at the opportunity to win the Mage Lord's favor? For now, Frigidazi holds the Mage Lord's eye, and from what I have seen, Filbertio seems to have found a way to thaw the charms of that cold mage. Ask me about it again if we ever sail to Moonshade. I shall relish telling thee more then. But for now, it only makes me angrier with Hawk for stranding me here. Goodbye. Thanks for the help. Well, thank you. All right, so with that, we'll need to pick up looking around. Maybe we'll see if this parrot can repeat anything somebody has said, and we'll find that poor dimwit who apparently is talking to the parrot. So until then, we're going to break off, and I'm going to say thanks for watching. Please tell your friends. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe, and as always, we hope to see you soon.